It's a big night of high school sports in our community. The News 8 Highlight Zone starts now.
Good evening, I'm Greg Wafranek.
And I'm Kyle Deckelbaum.
Yeah, a big night of prep football action, including the opening night for Minnesota schools. We'll get to that a little bit later, but first, conference season gets underway for most teams in the WIAA. And Kyle, you were at one of those games for our game of the night.
Yep, and Greg, we already get a matchup that should have huge conference championship implications in the MVC, featuring two teams that figure to be right in the mix of that race. Holmen hosting Logan at Empire Stadium, both teams with impressive non-conference victories last Friday night. And Holmen quarterback Ryan Weber sat out Holmen's win at Chippewa Falls with a hand infection, but he's back tonight, and on the first play for Holmen, he keeps it himself and takes it to the house. 57 yards, 7-0 Vikings. Holmen looking good on defense too. Logan quarterback Jonah Waite pressured, throws, and it's intercepted by Noah Risch. And it looks like he's going to go the whole way until Jonah Waite comes flying in at the very last minute to track him down at the 15-yard line. Then Ryan Weber runs left, pitches left, and Austin Firehelm dives forward. Did he get this? Yes, 21-0. Holmen and Logan would get on the board in the first half. Jonah Waite with the screen pass to David Hellerud, who takes it in for the score, but it's all Holmen tonight, 29-13, the final.
Well, let's head up to Holmen, where last year's conference champs begin their defense of the crown. Hosting Central, Packers legend Dave Robinson, the honorary captain. Tune in this Sunday and Monday. We'll hear from the senior finalist for the Football Hall of Fame class of 2013.
Very cool.
First quarter, Central threatening on their first drive. Aaron Close takes the handoff up the middle for the short TD. Red Raiders lead 7-0. T-Wolves answer right back. Colin Kroner says, "Go get it, big fella," and Carson Helmke does just that for the 19-yard TD to tie it up. To the second quarter, Red Raiders in the end zone again, and again it's close up the middle to pay dirt. Central up by 7. Then with only 10 seconds left in the half, Kroner airing one out. It's a bit underthrown, but Helmke able to adjust to the ball. He makes the grab, scampers to the end zone from 41 yards out. We're all tied at 14 at the half. Central goes on to defeat the defending conference champs, 34-24 the final. Aquinas and Onalaska both losing in week 1. One of these teams will battle it out to see who can start out 1-0 in conference. Second quarter, Anas, Cody, Turif floats one up to the end zone. Clint Reen brings it down. It's 14-7 Hilltoppers. More third quarter, more Turif. This time he keeps it himself. That makes it 21-7 Toppers. Fourth quarter, Aquinas starts to fight back. Robert Wetstein runs it in from 2 yards out. That makes it 21-14. Onalaska trying to put this one away. Lucas Wavra runs this one in from 9 yards out to give them a 2-touchdown lead. But Aquinas never giving up. Closing minutes, Michael Conway finds Aaron Ruff for the TD to bring them within 8. But they wouldn't be able to recover the onside kick. Onalaska hangs on. They get the win, 28-20.
Sparta and Black River Falls meeting in an MVC versus Cooley non-conference matchup. We'll jump to the start of the second half. BRF leading 14-0. Jordan Millis fields the second half kickoff on the Tigers' 19. From there, he makes a few Spartans miss on his way deep into Spartan territory. And that gives the Tigers great field position. And Jacob Gersick takes advantage with the 20-yard touchdown run. That extends the Tigers' lead to 21-0. Then after a Spartan turnover, BRF with the ball again. Millis takes it in from 1 yard out for one of his 3 touchdowns on the night. BRF all over Sparta, 42-0. Well, Luther began their 2012 campaign, getting their first win since 2009.
And the Knights this week have an opportunity to make a lot more noise, traveling to take on West Salem as they try to get their first win against a Cooley Conference opponent since 2006. First play of the second quarter, scoreless game. West Salem's Colin Schrader picks off the Christian Kennedy pass. Panthers would capitalize with a field goal. West Salem looking for more at the Luther 20-yard line. But Tony Patriski intercepts Garrett Johnson to end the threat. As you can see, it was all defense who made big plays in the first half. West Salem's Kevin Martinson gets the interception to set up another field goal. Panthers take a 6-0 lead at the half. Jacob Unger breaks a 6-6 tie with 4 minutes to go with a 32-yard touchdown run, and West Salem wins this one 13-6.
Luther will take 1-1 though. GET and Arcadia square off, two teams with aspirations to win the Cooley Conference this season. GET begins the game with the football and doesn't waste any time. Trevor Subkowiak goes deep looking for Brandon Domney and has him for a 47-yard gain, setting up a Red Hawk field goal. to the second now. Sam Ferguson dumps it off to Paul Mines, but he will not be stopped as he rumbles his way down to the 1-yard line. That sets up the next play as Mines pounds it in for 6, and later on in the second, GET driving, and they hand the ball off to Eric Van Vliet. He dances his way past the defenders, 30 yards for pay dirt. Arcadia 20, GET 23 the final. Rivalry game as Viroqua makes the short drive up the highway to take on Westby. The Norsemen not wasting any time. On Westby's first play from scrimmage, Jacob Hansen bursts through the middle and he is off to the races. Hansen goes 53 yards for the touchdown. Later in the first, Norsemen facing 3rd and 12. Emmett Edwards rolls out and hits Alex Mitland for the 21-yard touchdown. Westby leads 14-0, and they win it 48-6.
We have to take a quick timeout. A huge Scenic Bluffs battle and opening week highlights in Minnesota, all when we return.
Welcome back to the News 8 Highlight Zone. Most MSHSL teams kick off their seasons tonight.
Yeah, Caledonia once again entering the season defending a state championship. They open up the year at home against Plainview Elgin Millville. The only blemish on last year's 13-1 record was a Week 1 loss to PEM. We pick it up in the third quarter. Caledonia up 10-0. PEM going for it on 4th down, but Caledonia's Zach Caston wraps up the runner to force a turnover on downs. Later that quarter, Bulldog punter Nate Evers steps on the end line. That results in a safety. Warriors up 12-0. Fourth quarter, Caledonia's Ryan Pitts takes a handoff. He comes up big for his second touchdown of the evening to make it 19-0 on his birthday. He rushes for 100 yards on 10 carries. Caledonia shuts out PEM 19-0. New head coach Steve Kramer makes his debut on the La Crescent sideline as the Lancers host Kenyon Wanamingo. First offensive play of the year for the Lancers. Levi Massman finds Ethan Dieter on the slant. He turns on the rocket, 65 yards for the TD. It's 7-0 Lancers. Still in the first, KW answers. Tyler Packween takes it for 24 yards and the TD. That ties it up at 7 apiece. More first quarter, more Lancers. Jake Penton takes one in from 25 yards out for the TD. Lancers go on to win their season opener 32-19.
Rivalry game to open up the season in Spring Grove as the Lions host Mabel Canton. First quarter, Mabel Canton's Noah Manning takes the handoff, but Spring Grove's Caleb Happel collects a tackle for a loss. Game scoreless early. Later in the first, Spring Grove's Josh Olerud takes the handoff and rushes 7 yards to find the end zone. Lions take an 8-0 lead.
They keep scoring after that.
The final. Wow.
Back to Wisconsin action, and what a conference opener we get in the Scenic Bluffs.
Yeah, either Bangor or Necedah has won the conference crown over the past 6 seasons. Safe to say that the winner of tonight's contest will be the early front-runner for this year's championship. Necedah down 10 here in the third quarter. Chris Manning pounds it in for the 5-yard touchdown to get Necedah within 4. Necedah driving again late in the third, and Manning getting the job done again with a little extra push from his offensive line. Get him across! Necedah takes a 25-22 lead. Bangor takes over looking to regain the lead. They stick to the ground game and march down the field. Adam Myers takes it 10 yards in for the touchdown. Bangor back on top 30-25. Necedah would fumble on the ensuing kickoff. Bangor recovers deep in Necedah territory. Hunter Olson punches it in for the touchdown. Bangor takes a 37-25 lead. Let's go on and take a look at some of the other finals. 44-30.
Bangor wins, by the way.
Bangor win 44-37 the final.
A lot of tough running in
over
that
New
game.
Lisbon 44-18. Cashton loses to Royal 36-0. And Brookwood over Waniwak Center 43-16. Also finals from the Scenic Bluffs.
Dairyland action we go. Independence Gilmanton travels to take on Blair Taylor. First quarter still scoreless. Blair Taylor trying to get going. Here Taylor Schley with the carry up the middle. He's stripped. Indy Gilmanton recovers the football. We stay in the first quarter. Indy's with the rock now. They go play action. Cameron Zeller rolling left. He finds Jordan Sukla for a 20-yard TD. Makes it 8-0. Indy Gilmanton ends up winning this one in overtime by a final of 20-14. Whitehall beats Lincoln 47-6. More Dairyland scores. No score reported from Augusta or Oliva Strum. Ridge and Valley from tonight. No scores once again. Ithaca or Wazeeka Steuben. And we got a non-conference, Kickapoo Lafarge losing to Schulzberg.
More local scores will take us to break, and we talk NFL cuts when the News 8 Highlight Zone returns.